General Welsh, prior to your nomination, we had a lengthy discussion about the issue of sexual assault in my office. And I know from that conversation how seriously you take this problem and that you are committed to solving it. I would note to my colleagues that there was a huge difference between when I first raised this issue publicly at an Armed Services Committee meeting in 2004 with General Casey, and he was very dismissive of the problem. That is not the attitude of General Welsh and I think our military leaders today. And yet, nevertheless, we keep hearing of incident after incident, and we don't seem to be making the progress that we need to make. Ultimately, this is going to affect recruitment. If I were a parent with a daughter who was thinking of going into the military today, I would think twice about whether the environment is safe for her, not from the enemy, but from sexual assault from her fellow military members. That is just an untenable, unacceptable situation. Let me ask you one question that I do not understand as I review these cases, and that is, why are individuals who are convicted of sexual assault allowed to stay in the military? Why isn't there a policy where they automatically receive a dishonorable discharge and are kicked out? I don't understand allowing them to serve their time, but keeping them in the military. If we're really going to send a signal of zero tolerance, then we shouldn't be keeping individuals who are convicted of sexual assault in the military in any of our branches.
Senator, I agree with you. There are legal issues associated with the UCMJ, which are more difficult to deal with than the policy issues associated with the guidance we have on the policy arena that the Secretary controls. We have very few people convicted of sexual assault in a court who actually remain in the military. The court sentences don't always include the discharge, but typically they're removed from the service another way later through an administrative discharge process. This is something that we are discussing. What is the best way forward in this area? It's just another example of, it doesn't matter how much we care, Senator, you know this. I need to do more, the Air Force needs to do more, and every single victim is just a gut-wrenching reminder of that.
Well, I would say to you, General, that one of the instructors who was convicted in the Lackland scandal is staying in the Air Force, according to press reports. That was Tech Sergeant Bobby Bass. And I just don't understand that. I mean, I think that's got to be an across-the-board policy. If you need legislation, well, I'm willing to step forward and draft the legislation. But you're not truly sending a signal if someone's allowed to stay in the service after a conviction for sexual assault.